May 24th. Getting ready to do the show. May 24th, doing the show. Check, 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 check. Turn you up a little bit. Go ahead and say something, Eerie.
Hi.
I need more than that.
Hello, hello.
All right. Boombada. All right, so we're in here.
Hello.
Hey, Dave.
Hello. Good to see you guys.
Yay.
Want to make me the co-host?
Yep. Hold on one sec.
Bro.
Working it out. I'm working it out. Hold on.
Work it, girl.
Work it, girl. Work it, boy. Work it, all the people. Come on. What the fuck? Get this. There we go.
Yay. Me and
Oh,
Dave.
let's share. My
Hi,
folks.
Dave's parents.
Hell yeah. This on here. So those guys, yeah.
Will you grab me a pen?
Yes.
Thank you.
Connor should be here, and I told AJ just fucking join while he's eating his potato.
We're eating our salad.
Oh, nice. Right on. What salad you got there?
Chipotle.
Ooh, look at you, fancy. I got a friend of mine, actually, like one of our.
I got mine.
Says he's in here. Maybe he's. Well, I think we'll see him. I don't know. I got a Panda Express card from a friend who shows.
That's terrific, Dave.
Yeah. She looked it up, and she keeps seeing me try to get whatchamacallit. Where's Melanie? Hit me up. We are starting the show. Come on, where are you at? Thanks. Let's see, where is it? He said.
Looks terrible. Oh well.
You sure? Not seeing anybody.
It's just us.
I'm not a co-host yet, though. That's why I wouldn't see the
Sure.
participants. No,
I thought I.
not yet. Then I would see it.
No, I thought I made you the co-host. Well, that's the reason why I can't click on you.
Well.
Yeah, I can't. I think you might be the.
Doesn't say it, no. Because otherwise I would see it say co-host, and then I'd be able to see who else is about trying to enter.
Of course, when I click on you, nothing happens. So. It says participants 3. Chat.
Are there people waiting to get in?
I don't see anybody waiting to get in.
Shit. Because no, he's saying that he's in here, and I'm not seeing anybody else. I mean, well, obviously you would be seeing who else is joining.
And I put you as the host, and now.
Oh, here's AJ. Okay, here they are. Cool.
I think you made us the host by mistake.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, you made them host. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
great. Yeah. Didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong button.
Fine. I mean,
it acts up. It's all good.
Okay, so now it's telling me again, see waiting room, and it's asking me to admit, so I'll admit them.
Thank you.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Can you make Dave the host, please?
Okay. Do I click on you, Dave?
Yeah, click
on him.
And make you
make host.
The host.
Make host.
What's up, everybody? We're just
Got this girl.
out technical difficulties here. All right, now I'm a host. Okay, and then you guys are no longer host, right?
Yes, no, yes.
Hey, Jason.
All right, cool.
Hey, Melanie. Hi,
Hey,
guys.
everybody. Hell yeah.
Oh, my hair looks terrible. Oh my god.
Oh, it looks okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We were outside barbecuing, so
Oh,
that's terrible. I don't know what's happening with my hair. Dave, your hair is going to be so long by the end of this.
Whose?
Yours.
It doesn't grow anymore. It just stays the same length.
Oh, is it a wig or?
Like pubes.
Yeah, it's like pubes. Yeah, no, it's not. It doesn't.
What?
It's not a wig.
I
Knows
didn't,
when to stop.
I didn't say pubes. I wouldn't say
No,
that.
that was Connor who said pubes.
I said it.
Stand by it. All right. So I think we got.
Ready? Are we good? Are we ready? Tell me
I know
when
there's
you.
a couple other. I know Kristen was trying to join, or Kristen joined, and then I guess she got. I don't know what happened to her, but we might have a couple other people joining us as we start, but no big deal. So
Yeah. We got a small group right now, but that's okay.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
That's okay. Let's just do the thing, and then
Right.
as we go, it'll be crazy. It'll be like,
Yeah,
woo!
right.
Everybody just start jumping in, right? All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Let's do this thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another terrible podcast by comics, featuring me, aspiring comedian Eerie Diamond, and aspiring professional comedian, professional aspiring comedian,
This is getting
Mean
old.
Dave.
Mean Dave. That's it. Hey, good to see everybody. Right on.
All right. Would you like to introduce our guest, Dave?
Yeah. We have some guests this week from the wonderful area of the 209. If you don't know the 209, you should.
209.
Basically the Modesto area, from Modesto, Manteca, Turlock, Stockton, I believe, everywhere in that wonderful flat area. So we have Connor Martin and AJ DeMello, everybody. So
Hey, it's flat and hot,
thank you for joining us.
just like an Asian girl, flat and hot. Was that was right? That was terrible. Okay, sorry about that.
Did Taylor
Taylor,
Hi, guys.
we had a third of the 209 group that these guys are part of, Taylor Evans, but at the last minute he informed me that he has family coming over. He has family over, and he didn't know his grandmother was going to have him cook dinner for them. So,
People over, irresponsible. I hear.
Okay.
infect them?
does that sound like a lie that he normally would say, or is that
No, he probably just forgot. Then he had family coming over.
Yeah, he's got family over. It's Memorial Day weekend. So thank you guys for also spending your Memorial Day weekend Sunday with us, and especially to our guests here. So starting off, we have a segment to give you guys a chance to introduce yourselves and tell us a little about yourselves. This is called
Listen up.
and where we do our best to not interrupt you as you give us kind of your life story summary up to this point in about 200 words or less. So we'll start with you, AJ. Give us your life story up to this point. Go ahead.
We're loose on the amount of words, so
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Stanford Hospital. Born there.
wow.
Doesn't seem right.
Way back.
Man, that's a lot of pressure. Life story, huh?
Don't think about it too hard.
Hell yeah,
I had
brother.
hair as a kid. Wasn't a great kid, and that's why I'm a comedian now to make up for that. It's like a cycle of life. You fail early on, and then later on, you hopefully can use it for success. I guess. I don't know. I don't have good words, guys.
Clearly a wordsmith, and he chose the right aspiring profession.
Yeah,
for stand-up
it's
comedy.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have to have good words as a comedian.
You technically are not from the 209 area. You are from the coast.
Yeah, Moss Beach, the coast side.
Yeah,
20 minutes
you're
outside.
over by Half Moon Bay area.
I
Yeah.
have a question. Why the fuck did you move out there then? I mean, that's
Right.
most people move this way, not in.
No, yeah. I mean, it wasn't really by choice. Just my father decided to live close to his sister, and in that area, if you're an old person, you kind of feel the moisture in your bones every day because it's like always foggy over there. So my dad wanted to change, and I was living with him, so I ended up moving with him to Turlock, and then I ended up having to. It's good that I was there because he needed me to take care of him and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
People got life shit, man. Eerie,
Yeah.
that's
No,
what
it
usually
makes
would. Yeah.
So that was. Thank you for letting me know, because
I've had several friends move out to that area just mainly because of the cost of living out there is much easier these days.
It's the Florida of California. It's where you go to give up.
that makes sense. Connor, would you like to talk about your life?
Connor Martin, yes, give us your
Connor
life
Martin, comedian. Connor
You want the
Martin.
story of my life? All right. Well,
summary.
I'll start after the witness protection because I can't get into. No. I too, that's not real. I too am a perspiring comedian. It all started in a meadow outside of Turlock, California, born and bred. It's where my parents fucked. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like she can't hear me.
She always looks like that. Don't mind her.
Okay.
What do you mean I look like that? That's just, yeah, I see what you're saying. Go ahead. Sorry. You were in a meadow. We're in a meadow.
Now, let's be honest here. Basically born and bred in the area, 209. You guys heard of Delhi?
Yes.
Of course not. Yeah?
I have.
All right. Well, I feel like Dave might have. That makes sense.
A drummer of my band was banished to Delhi at the breakup of our band. So, yeah, I'm familiar with it.
I thought maybe it was like I used to buy drugs out there type of situation or something.
We had better drugs here.
There's plenty of trailers that are basically meth factories out there. So we
didn't need that.
Hey, and I moved to
Turlock. You're supposed to listen up, Dave. Don't cut him off.
I am doing my best.
Yeah, listen up. No. Moved to Turlock. It was a step up, which, it's not, it was a step for I'm moving on up. I keep going. I'm in Manteca now. I skipped some stuff there. Went through high school as a loner, kind of two friends. So now I play with coins. You get really good at stupid little sleight of hand skills, things like that, when you're a lonely boy.
Did you catch that, guys? Did you all see that? We're going to see more of that later. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
Mordecai. Yeah. Raised Christian, very good boy, I'd say, pretty much. A lot of shame in my life, comparing myself to Jesus quite a bit. I think that's probably where the magic comes from, I was told all these stories about this guy who did a lot of great magic tricks, and I'm just trying to earn love. Dad became an alcoholic, estranged. I'm just hitting the bullet points. Thank you. I graduated high school, so that's pretty cool for a guy at Delhi. Thank you. I know. I really moved on up. What's important though? I do magic. I didn't go to college. I read a lot of philosophy. I'm pretty depressed for the most part. Typical aspiring comedian things, I feel like. That was 200 words, right?
Yeah, I was about there. Yeah, you're good. Connor Martin, everybody. Educated man.
Good. Connor, I feel like I know you now.
Graduate.
You have how's your hair? Your hair seems like it's like Jesus-y, Yeah. Oh my God. Whip it good.
Man.
This is the hair that disciples.
Connor, is that a good Irish name?
Can you do one of these real quick just to get the full G? Never mind.
Can't even see it at the angle of his phone.
Yeah, it's okay.
But no, it's not
Irish. Next topic. Break it down. What are the deaf puppies?
You guys are well. First off, Deneen did have a question before that.
Oh, yeah.
Are the water slides still there in Manteca? By the way,
No, they are not. And
okay. Yeah.
But they're putting a new one. So they tore it down.
They don't even have water slides anymore?
For real. I don't know why I moved here. Actually, I do, but then he moved to LA, so you know.
Oh yeah. I know you're.
Yeah, so I'll probably go that way. But yeah, there's no reason to be here. It's farms, and I don't grow things. Not even what you think I would grow, you know? So here we are.
On that happy note, what we are asking next, for those of you who are not familiar with the 209 comedy scene per se, it is mostly made up of these 9 gentlemen.
That's right.
And it's they have a collective called the Deaf Puppies. So let's these guys, these are our 2 representatives of these 9, sort of the Wu-Tang Clan of the Valley comedy scene.
True. And 20 inches of penis between us, so it's pretty good.
Right on.
Mm-hmm. AJ, do you want to explain what the Deaf Puppies is? Take a whack. I'll fill in the gaps after.
Take a weed whack. Yeah, I get, Chris Teixeira, the guy at the front next to the dog, the original deaf puppy.
Right there. That's him.
Yeah. So Banshee to his right, she's a deaf dog he adopted. And I don't think it was really a planned thing that happened. I think between him and, his roommates and close comedian friends just started calling themselves deaf puppies because they had a respect between themselves as comics that they were,
I can fill in a detail though. It started, AJ, myself, Taylor, and Andre were not original members. We are, I don't know, Wu-Tang Clan, there's probably an analogy. I don't know which members we're on after.
I'll add to that, but go ahead. Keep going.
Thank you. So what it actually started as was a Facebook Messenger chat, and they eventually just named it after Banshee, that's the deaf puppy, as sort of just a mascot, just to fuck around. And then, it's like anything, organically, eventually they just kept calling themselves that, and then it became a representative name, essentially. It's basically as real as like the U.S. government, we're all just kind of agreeing it exists, more or less.
It's because you guys. We got a echo there. Got it. So basically, you guys, as I saw it, it was it's something that emerged, and I can totally see how that would start as a chat, and then it would moved on into going into more and more. Adding the other people. You guys are basically, was it like Master Killa, You God? Let's see, who are some of the, maybe Inspector Deck. I don't know who the later ones, because the core, but the guys that later on in the Wu-Tang Clan.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Wu-Tang
about?
Clan.
Why are you talking about Wu-Tang Clan?
Because it's the analogy of they're the Wu-Tang Clan of the 209 comedy scene.
Right. We were referred to as the litter, or at least Taylor, Andre, Connor were at first, and then I eventually got let in.
Randy's asking, no one's the Jizza. No, there's a Jizza. Who would you call the Jizza out of the deaf puppies?
The Jizza would be Chris, I assume. Because right?
Yeah, Chris would be. He's the genius, the head.
Yeah.
I have a question. Randy, why the fuck do you have a microphone and headphones on, my friend? Why?
That's what he does. That's a studio setup. Don't be picking on our fucking audience, Eerie.
I'm just curious. Were you hoping to say something, or are you just
He's
having
got
fun?
it set up for a podcast thing. Like he's got a new podcast. We'll plug it later. We'll be plugging it.
Randy's he's in the back room of a Best Buy. Okay. Yes, Deaf Puppies is they are a group of really good comedians that all are in a.
You are the funniest ones in the 209. You're everybody but Jimmy Maniz. That's what I understand. That's what me as well. Too.
Honestly,
cool with Jimmy.
That's outformed. That's basically what happened. Is like everyone who respected each other got on a group chat, and then we just made it a thing. So it's implied more than it was explicit.
And Melanie was asking.
One of you makes it. Do you have to bring everybody with you? Is that like kind of? Do you guys have like a pact, like a blood pact or something? Like
you make it,
we all gotta make it. Like we're taking you.
we do say that. I don't think any of us are going to stick to that. You know, that's heavy.
Not
That's
at all.
heavy.
No.
Be like,
No,
bye,
it's-
bitches. Like, yeah.
I've found zero solidarity in terms of the comedy brethren, unless it just happens to work all. I mean, not to say that people would be abandoning anybody. Just, you got
That will be entirely incidental if that happens. It's going to be.
Like if you were in a boat and the boat was sinking and there was another boat and only one of you besides you could come to do a Netflix special, who would you pick out of all of the deaf puppies? That's I'm curious.
Saul Trujillo.
I would say,
that'd be my too. That'd be my
I see him. He's right in the middle. Yeah. Is he still living in his car? Is that still happening? Or
no, he's got a place. He's got a place.
It's good.
Hold on, I just realized you said a boat and he's heavy.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do Andre instead.
Okay. That's cool.
So your two, but no, the two guys that I would say probably that have been at comedy the longest, and probably not to rank any of them, but I would say you're after the jizza of Chris being the head of everything, you've got your RZA and your Ghostface Killer, if you will, your two strong, or Method Man maybe even, but that's Anthony K, who's right next to Chris, and I would say Anthony K is your Method Man, and Saul maybe your RZA, and then actually Nick would be your Ghostface maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. And so we'll say Chris would be the Carrie, and then Anthony would be. I'm trying to think of all the Sex and the City people. That's the only name.
Yeah. Wow, that's where we're going. Okay.
Melanie was asking that because she said there's no women in the group, and the fact is there's not you have like 3 female comics in the 209. One of which is I know you're who kind of she's only been around I think like 3 years. Rhoda Ramon. Is that correct?
Yeah, she's an affiliate, I'd say.
An affiliate, yeah. And then and the other one I'm not going to name because she's cool. I'm cool with her, but I don't want to have any problems with her, and she likes to have problems with people. So all good. I try to. Yeah, I think and you can figure that out. Well, next on the docket here is I'm actually stealing one of the bits from a good friend Eric Summers because he likes to always say. Cool or uncool? And so the question is, cool or uncool? Modesto.
Oh.
Go ahead, AJ. Cool or uncool?
I mean, like, if you like cars and like storing weed in alleys, I mean, no, it's not bad, I guess. It's just a lot of this desert land that's slowly being built up from places around like Turlock, and Modesto's kind of just got more of industrial almost. So it's not exactly like a ball of fun, but it's not the worst place in the world.
No, that's Stockton.
Yeah. Fuck Stockton.
There, like, where do you go? Like for Modesto is a pretty big town, though. I mean, so like if you guys are like, woo, let's party. Like, where do you go? Is there a town? Is there a downtown? Is there like a thing? Is it fun?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
There's a couple bars.
Okay.
I don't party though. I'm more of a stay-at-home guy. So, but Shea Cigar Lounge is pretty sweet.
Yeah, Shea Roots, the Fox, and Modesto's not a bad hang to drink and shit.
It kind of it depends what you mean by cool. Like if you mean it how Matthew McConaughey meant it in Dazed and Confused, yes, you can get weed there. Other than that, it's like it depends, like if you're a piece of shit, it's a great place to exist and like not feel like you're standing out too much, So pretty cool,
Okay.
It's a nice place to score drugs and not try hard.
There you go.
Yeah.
No expectations. That's a.
Well, I mean,
have you ever thought of leaving or moving or?
Oh yeah. That's why I came to Manteca, the metropolis. Yeah, I'm probably gonna move to LA soon. There's nothing here for me. But
That's a big
you know, it's like big fish, small pond kind of thing. You know, you can feel like you're really doing stuff out here, even though you're not. It's really just by comparison. So, I think I need to move to the Bay. Honestly, when comedy was happening, like 90% of the open mics and shows we would do were San Francisco and Sacramento. So this is really sort of just kind of a checkpoint where we sleep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you run some show. I mean, you guys would operate some shows out there, various ones of you.
True. That's the upside, is like there's not that many games in the, you know what I mean? Not many people running it. So it's like there's not too much competition. If you go to San Francisco on any given night, I'm sure there's 7 mics or shows or whatever the fuck, right? And it's like you kind of spread it a little thin out there. But depends what you're looking for, you know?
No, one of the things I think that's what's give you guys credit for is the fact that it's not easy to operate trying to do comedy, being in a place where just to go do an open mic or whatever, you got to drive at least an hour and a half to any place nearby. So that's gas, and you know, just coordinating, and then also rolling into a scene where they may not know you or how far you came from. And there people are like, yeah, we're going to have to bump you. We're going to have to bump this and that and whatever, because, you know, we, you know, and so you're showing, and sometimes I remember driving for places and be like, you know, oh, you're not going to be up until like 3 hours from now.
Yeah.
You know.
I have a question.
You're making comedy sound terrible.
Do you broadcast your podcast like through your ass or what?
Oh, look at this. We got our first bombers right here.
Shut the fuck up, you little fucking Hawaiian bitch.
Wow.
Oh, no, we're removing motherfuckers.
Oh.
Look at this. Cool.
Oh, cool.
This is the first time we've gotten bombed. I was wondering because
Shut up, you lesbian. Shut up, you lesbian Karen. Show me your titties.
Look at this. Right on.
Yes.
Bro, look at your face. Look
Dynamite.
at your Eerie. Yo, you got your big ass back on dog.
I'm not allowed to
Here, let me change my voice. Nigger.
Dope.
I haven't had this happen yet.
I feel really like legitimized now. This is
That means you made it. Yeah.
You made it.
Yeah. Woo!
See here.
Yay.
Okay, time. Mark the time. It just got real.
This is dope. I'm so happy right now.
Does this podcast have
Evelyn,
cuss
you
words?
are legit.
Yay! This makes me so happy.
No. Does this podcast have cuss words?
Yes, you can cuss all you want.
That person.
Yeah.
Yay!
That
Okay.
person.
Yay! Eat my
Don't
pussy.
recognize this person, so they're gone.
Yeah, just mute
And I
everybody.
don't recognize.
Don't
this
kick Lisa.
person,
I want to hear it.
This person, they're gone. All right.
Oh, that's sneaky.
so
Put it-
great.
Does anybody know? Do we know who Dario Gonzalez is?
Teenagers have like nothing to do.
Do we know who Dario Gonzalez is?
God, I feel bad for them. That's exciting.
So,
Dude, they are so bored that they wanted to come
it's
and
fun.
follow our
It's been-
podcast. That's
We've
dope.
been. It's been bound to happen only because it's like we've gone this long and haven't had that happen.
I'm so happy, guys. This is terrific.
Me and Dave, I shared nothing. I'm
No, it's fine.
innocent.
No, believe me, it was bound to happen. Like we've gone for like 2 months.
Where's the porn though? Usually, don't they bomb it with?
Oh, we don't need porn.
Did
Don't
they show
encourage
their
me.
face?
I don't know who the iPhone or Dario Gonzalez is, so who knows?
Wait a
Well,
minute,
that's
but I
fine.
think there was a
Brian is
person.
Dario Gonzalez, so he's not bombing us.
Oh, okay, but Dario's cool. All right, cool.
I don't
But
know who the iPhone is.
I know who Kristen is. Kristen's good people. So
I
yeah,
think
Well, they did. They had a face of a person. There was an older
that was a fake face. Yeah, it was, or whatever it was. It was.
That was great though. I'm so happy. Everybody else have a good time? Was that good? Everybody have a good time?
I was waiting for Dave to say something. I was so excited.
Dude, they said
Yeah,
hey,
it's
that
really
was
all you
nice.
gotta do is just you just boot them the fuck out because it's like it's been we've done this now like a little over 2 months and we've heard all about it and we've never had it happen once. So that's,
I'm really excited.
Yeah,
I
so
hope
it's
it
been
keeps
cool.
happening. That's
Well, this is no longer underground. I must leave. Bye-bye.
Okay.
I'm really excited. So, all right, well, let's move on.
Yeah, we're moving on.
AJ,
All right. So, all right, we moving on. So yeah, Modesto's cool. It's got its cool elements to it. One of the things I'll tell you that's cool about it right now, you guys are reopening, because originally, like, AJ was starting to do a Zoom show, and we just had to bump it because now you guys are opening up before everybody else in California. So that's not so bad, I guess.
So are you guys opening up like bars and stuff too, or just, or?
I don't know how legitimate it is, or if it's just kind of people are like dipping their toe. I mean, like, hey, but because I'm pretty sure something is still in effect.
Some capacity.
What was that, AJ?
It's more for some small businesses to start operating at some capacity. I mean, it's not like they're going to actually reopen everything. They're still abiding by a lot of, I think, the state guidelines. They're just, because they can until they're corrected not to. Like a lot of other places, they're opening up, and it's going to play it by ear.
That's one thing that makes that added to the cool column of Modesto is like we're unimportant enough that the authorities have bigger fish to fry, and we can kind of just fuck around. You know what I mean?
Like
not bad.
Yeah.
What was I saw a friend of mine lives in Turlock, and he was at a Denny's, and he said no masks, and you can eat in the restaurant. So I was like, oh, they don't give a fuck.
Crazy motherfuckers, yeah.
Used to have the most churches per capita of the entire country. It's a
red state. It's a red part of the blue state, as far as I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So up next, speaking of what we're talking about, people, this is not to make light of this situation. I know this was not easy for a dude to deal with, but the question is, when the fuck is, let's see, let me get the right background for this shit. God damn it, I know it's here. Where the hell is it?
Got this, Dave.
You have our water, well, contentment, health up on your background there.
Oh, here it is. Bam. When the hell is AJ's special coming out on fucking Amazon Prime? God damn it.
It's being suppressed by the government.
AJ, that's terrific though.
What? Oh,
that's terrific. He's got a special coming out.
Yeah, I think so.
Tell us a little bit about it, the name, and like.
Yeah, it's I got my brother sort of is in the know with the independent filmmaker. He's been helping him out with movies for like 5, 6, 7 years now. So he wanted to do a stand-up special, so he just kind of invested in me, decided to put it up on Amazon, but it usually takes 2 to 4 days. But when we went to submit, we're like almost a month into when people were starting to quarantine. So 2 to 4 days became 21 days. And now I heard something about 31 days or 30. So it's like, it's been like 36 actual days. And I think it's been like 26 business days or something. So, I mean, I don't.
But doesn't your brother?
What's it called, AJ? What's it called?
It's called I Didn't Drive Here Either.
Nice. That's a good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's referring to one of your jokes, right?
What's that?
Is that referring to one of your jokes?
It is, but it's also kind of like a reference just to like, I only up until that filming this, I drove myself to go do a show where Mike like a handful of times because, I got like a DUI right before I turned 21 and then just messed up like a lot of my life. So where like I just kind of started driving within the past few years. So like I didn't drive here either is pretty exact because I didn't even drive there that night. So look at me being like a pun guy. Look at this. Yeah.
Dave got a DUI too.
I got two.
You got 2.
Yeah.
It's a weird sort of catch-22 with this special because the fact that we're all in quarantine would have been a great time to put some material out because people got nothing to do but entertain themselves. And yet the fact that Amazon is so fucking busy has kept his special from actually getting on.
Yeah, it's fucking lame.
Yeah.
I was looking. I don't look forward to seeing much from anybody that I know, and so that's why I was like looking forward to checking this out. I know what's his name. I tried watching another friend's special that's on there, and And I hate to say it was filmed actually someplace that I performed at, and I was looking at it. I'm like, it didn't look too special. But again, so I don't even want to name that person, but they're all right. They're good people.
Sad.
Yeah.
Though. That's kind of a bummer.
But
are you gonna? So if it goes on Amazon, do they like pay you stuff? Do you get like every time somebody downloads it or something? Like what's the pay like, man? What's the pay like?
I like the quotation mark special in the chat. That's exactly it. Very much special.
30 quotations.
The ether, lost and not found yet. So it's very much it's my life right now. It's in quotation marks. It's there.
That's the name.
So do you get money or how does this work?
Well, what's going to work is the budget that went into it has to like be paid back to, Dan who put it out. And then as I understand it, whatever comes in from that point would pretty much all be mine or close to mine, the residuals. So it's going to be based on people seeing it, and which would have been great to come out. But with how it's coming out right now, like everyone's probably going to be back to school and to slinging drugs on the corner of Market Street by the time this is coming out. So
fingers crossed, though. Fingers crossed. My favorite part about it, though, is you were mentioned in the Modesto Bee, and you can see the headline that there's, I don't know if it'll come up, and yet the photo is not of you. The photo was the next part of the fucking headline that they're putting in boards somewhere or whatever. It was just one of those things where I'm like, what the fuck? I saw because you see the headline of like, the comedy, the Modesto comedy thing on Amazon, and yet you see these guys that are like moving boards in the motherfucker.
That's the great thing about Modesto is they continue to remind us where we're at in life. You know what I mean? How much we
kind of felt that way.
He's like, he's got a bad back. He's kind of crippled. Let's get a guy with a helmet to be moving shit. Like
yeah, what are those other guys fucking doing? What's that about? They're just
watching. That's Teamster laws. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, you couldn't have been in the Modesto A though. That would have been.
Yeah. Well, my hometown at least did like a nice article and stuff on me. That's what sucked is this thing, and the other article mentioned 420 and all this other shit. So I was told to expect delays. We just had no idea. We thought a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, and now it's like who the hell knows?
The guy who produced it, Dan, he knows a few like celebrities, right?
Yeah, he filmed like Stormy Daniels' Bikini Kitchen for Amazon.
Right.
But
so he's him and Richard Grieco did a little show on Amazon with me, like a pilot episode called "I'm Offended Too."
Yeah, I remember something about that. Yeah, because you had pictures with Grieco.
Sorry, Stormy Daniels for the show? I didn't know that. Did you guys know that?
Porn.
Yeah, well, she does stand up too, or tries to do stand up these days. But no, I remember you had some pictures with Richard Grieco, correct?
Yeah, we were filming something a little while back that the investors pulled out on a movie, which we're hoping to reshoot actually over in this area sometime in the future.
Pulled out.
What are you giggling at, Eerie? This is painful. He's opening up. Shit.
One thing I was getting to.
I'm so sorry. That's terrible. You said pulled out. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He said pulled out and he was talking about a porn star. So it is
damn right.
I know. I'm sorry. No
accidental pun.
Connection.
But AJ.
For that connection. Okay.
I want to move on. This is a rough subject for AJ, and he's talked about it enough. And let's move on to the past.
Wait, one other thing before we move.
I'll buy your show when it comes out.
I appreciate it.
AJ, I don't know all celebrities that he knows. Is there any chance that he is in touch at all with like Forrest Whitaker or anybody like that? Because then I figure he could probably put in a good word with Jeff Bezos, like at their wonky eye meetings. They're both on board. Anybody? Nobody? All right, I'll go kill my.
That's a deep joke. All right, so moving on. This right here, I want to point out one of the things, if you know these guys, and this is one of the things that I think is the coolest, but they operate, they're part of the we have these groups, these comedy groups on Facebook that are, some are larger and some are smaller from the different areas. And these guys are part of one of the groups called Modesto Entertainers Together in Humor, which if you look at the acronym for that is METH, meth.
Yes.
And out of all the groups, there's a group in Santa Cruz, there's a group in Sacramento, there's a group in the North Bay, and then there's the Bay Area Comedy Network, which is the worst one of it all because it's all of them put together. But the coolest one, in my opinion, is the Modesto Entertainers Together in Humor, because basically you guys, I don't know, you're able to like talk shit and not really take it personally more than anybody else, and you talk shit about. And namely the guy that you make the fun of the most, which is beautiful, is this guy Keith Lowell Jensen, Sacramento comedian. You have him here photoshopped with a Deaf Puppies t-shirt, which I love. And I'm cool with Keith. I know him, but he's a little bit uptight and all that shit. And so I love the ongoing you know, kind of humor, because he's not in good favor with your leader, Chris.
Right.
And so there's been memes made of him right here, like I need to poo-poo. And you've made some other ones. I like, you also guys, you make jokes of your own thing. You know, there's the 201 comedy shows, Never Say Die, like the Goonies, and Keith's in that one as well. So you guys like obviously have a lot of humor with that. But lately, one of the big storylines of the meth group is the fact that there may in fact be a cheese-eating rat in the meth group, and who's been telling Keith what's been going on. It's been an ongoing kind of dramatic, you know, just something's up. Word's getting back to Keith that people are making fun of him in the group.
Yep.
And Taylor, who suspiciously had plans today, was jokingly implied that he may be, in fact, the cheese. You know, there's Keith, and he's snorting Taylor right there. But an even more implicating photo that we wanted to have answered. There's the evidence right there. There's Keith, and
that's not been touched up. That's a real photo.
That's a real photo right there of these two. Chill.
This is like a 20.
He can't get on the page, or what is that? What the problem is? He can't get on the page, or
no. Keith's just a guy that they bust his balls behind his back.
Okay.
It's a private page. You have to be added, like I guess most of those groups. But yeah, Chris is kind of like, and Jason, and who's another deaf puppy. I don't know if we mentioned. And Chris, those two specifically kind of butted heads with Keith like multiple times, I think. And
I know kind of the history of Jason, not so much Chris, but
actually me too. To be honest, I don't. It feels like an organic hatred. I don't know where it came from.
It started on Facebook.
Organic hatred. Wow.
Yeah, like it was.
Started like any other beef. It started on Facebook, and Jason, I think, was drunk or something. I don't know what it was, but he got into it with Keith.
I think Anthony had mentioned him and Chris were invited to do a show KLJ was putting on some years back, and like either last minute or unbeknownst to them, he tried to get them to be clean or expected them to be. And then there was some bad vibes from that. I think there was some type of, that was somewhere at the start of whenever this all happened, I think. So
yeah, I try to be Switzerland in the thing. I kind of laugh at it all, but I try not to.
I love it. I never would talk about it with Keith. Obviously, the thing. My favorite is a video that you have edited of him when he was, and I have no ability to play it here for everybody.
Yeah.
But there's a hilarious video of Keith. I mean, it was hilarious for him to even post it. Like when the quarantine first happened, Keith basically made a video of himself, like kind of being vulnerable, saying like, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills and yada, yada. And, you know, granted, you know, being comedians and all that, if you put something vulnerable out there, I mean, shit, we just had our podcast bombed by a bunch of insensitive fucks that we don't know. And, you know, and, you know, you have shit out there. It's, you're going to have people that are going to bust your hump or whatever. But to put out this one video, it was kind of like, I remember just thinking kind of a bad move. And of course, in the meth group, you guys took that video and supplied new audio for it that actually, whoever did the impression sounds very much like him. And just made him basically saying that he hates the blacks and a bunch of other.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah, it's really fun. It's the funniest thing Keith's ever done.
It's pretty helpful.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It goes hard. I'll say two things. One, you would be surprised who made that video.
Mm-hmm.
Two, and I won't tell you, but two, that was done for a pretty ruthless group chat, which it's not quite the same as like the meth group where it's a little more public. There's like 12 people group chat and it's very irreverent. But then the who made it, and I'm pretty sure he made it with the intention of only showing the people in that group chat, but it was so up by some of the people that they're like, no, we're gonna put it out. Like maybe against his will, I don't know. But so no, that video goes hard.
It's funny.
Nailed.
Yeah. So just imagine this guy saying, that's why one of the things they were saying, like, Keith's just glad to be in a picture with a person of color or something like that. That's one of the things they were saying.
Wow,
But moving on. So that's just I like to salute you guys for keeping a raw sense of humor in there that isn't ever really like judgmental or whatever yeah. And now magic. Now we're on to the topic of magic. Actually, that's the wrong magic. Hang on a second. We got real magic right here. So one of the things that I've got to say has been really impressive. In comedy, I've been noticing that like everybody wants to be trying to be successful at comedy, and I've always kept saying people would probably be more successful in comedy if somebody got good at magic, because nobody's trying to get into magic right now. And one of these two gentlemen, I don't know if you can tell by the fumbling of his hands, has actually put out some very impressive tricks and I've seen some live magic before, and he's been putting out some videos of these coin tricks, and they've been pretty impressive. So without
I have to say though, I would assume it was AJ who was the magic guy because of the beard. People have the beard.
Yeah.
But, however, it's actually Connor who is the magic guy.
I'll say this though.
Pills.
His beard would be a lot. His beard would need to be more manicured for him to be a magician. There's a lot of sharp lines on those beards.
AJ looks like the teamster that's running the theater that the motherfucker would be.
Yeah. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
All right.
So you want to do some magic for us or what?
I'll do a couple things. Yeah. I will say coin trick extremely hard. Okay, and those videos all probably like 27 takes a piece to really nail it.
Okay.
So live.
Let's see it live.
We're going to do some card tricks, baby. Oh, the easy shit. All right, here's something that I find interesting. This is a deck. This actually isn't a deck of cards. This is a bunch of loose cards from old decks. There's some duplicates in here. There's missing cards. It's just random cards. It's a partial deck kind of. But I'm going to, who do I want to help me? Dave, do you think if you help me, they'll think that we're in cahoots, or should I use somebody else?
I think everybody knows I'm not in cahoots with anybody. So yeah.
Deneen wants to do it.
Yeah, let Deneen do it. Yeah.
Unmute her, Dave. Unmute her.
Got it. Well, she unmutes herself. Are you kidding me? But yeah, go ahead.
All right. Who's Janine?
Deneen.
Deneen.
Oh, Deneen.
We're friends, dude.
How's it going?
Dave, you trained me well also.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, right off the bat, you let him in. God damn. All right. Okay. This is simple, but I'm gonna do it. Deneen, I'm gonna kind of just spread through these. Just look at one. Don't say it. Just think of it. All right. Just have it in your head. Matter of fact, you don't even really need to know the suit, just the value. But just try to remember the one card. All right. Just take a look. You can all look at the cards, but Deneen, just remember one. Tell me when you got it.
Got it.
You got one? Don't want to change your mind? Okay. Now stare directly into your camera. Let's get awkward. All right.
My camera or your camera?
So weird.
Your camera. I need to keep control. Where is it? No.
Just
Okay.
stare in a general direction.
All right. Just let me be perfectly honest with me. Don't help me here. All right. I'm looking at you. I'm gonna say your card was Jack. Am I correct? What was your card?
The 8 of spades.
Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't tell you before. These cards are all named. There's Tyler, Jill, Ed, Mike. They all Felix. That's a weird one. They all have names. You said the 8 of spades. Let's see here. Somewhere in here. Where was it? Oh, the 8 of spades. That's the one you memorized.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is that's the one that I named Jack. So you kind of nailed it.
Oh, wow.
All right.
You get an extra $5.
All right. All right, that was cute. Let's do another one. Let's see. I'll use somebody else. Does anybody have an embarrassing memory they can call to mind? I won't make you say it. I just need you to know it. Dave, perhaps?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I got to let me think of what I got to. I mean, take my pick. Okay, yeah, I got embarrassing memory.
All right, good. All right, let's see. This is a regular deck. Let's see here. I'm going to just drop through the cards like this. Just call stop somewhere in the middle. Okay, ready?
Stop.
Okay. Memorize that card. Got it?
Yeah.
Here, I'll let you all see it. I will look away. Everybody memorize? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Cut it in the middle of the deck. Gone. Lost.
I know this trick.
All right. Now, Dave, I want you to think of that card and then call to mind this embarrassing memory. Like, try to feel it the way you felt it, the way that it made you feel, the way it made blood come up to your face and made you blush and kind of feel like and then think of that card right when you're in the peak of that memory. Got it?
Got it, yeah.
Let's try this. There we go. I don't know. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Maybe one card, a little bit different color than the rest of the cards.
Wow.
Was that it was the 3 clubs?
Yeah.
I'll do it one more time. Let's see. We'll do someone else.
How does the embarrassing memory? Never mind. That's good. No, I don't know. Because of the red.
I need the red. Red.
That's why. So that's why it needs to be embarrassing. Okay.
All right. Again. I'm gonna do it again. Eerie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just pull cards. Say stop as I go.
Stop.
Oh shit. All right. Take a look at the card. Got it?
Okay. Got it.
All right. Now again, just try to think embarrassed, try to think blush, try to think red. Okay, ready?
All right.
And think of your card. All right. Did you do it? Did you think red?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
You got this, man. I believe in you.
All right, I'm about to turn red. What was the card?
Nope, I'm not telling you.
Okay, I'll do it myself.
It was 3 of clubs. Or it was 4 of clubs, actually.
Oh, very similar. All right, well then we just need to erase 1 club. There we go.
Oh,
look at you!
All right.
Oh, yeah. Pretty badass, huh?
That was badass.
Too
Have
shabby.
you ever can I ask, have you ever done this like to get girls or boys? I don't
He
know.
doesn't need the magic to get girls. He looks like Woody Harrelson.
That's true. You do. You
looks like
do.
young Woody Harrelson. We've accused him of
hair.
yeah.
Damn, I never even thought of that.
I got a hate thing going.
It's not a hate thing.
But have you ever used it? Like, have you ever used it before? Like to try and impress a chick?
I've never intended to use it for that, but that has been a side effect.
Nah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the only time I'm charismatic is when I'm doing magic tricks.
How about when you're on stage doing comedy though? Like.
Oh yeah, that too, I guess. But I talk about like having a small.
You were super confident. I
have a question. Can you use your magic powers to make AJ's special appear on Amazon? God damn it.
Well, I can do. I can't do miracles.
Oh, goddamn.
Wow, that
Do
was
something.
because that's your friend. I don't
Do
think
something.
he's not getting out of the boat, right?
All of the fucking power that be of your fucking bunnies in the hats.
You'd think that it would already happen, but you know,
All
Jeff
right.
Bezos.
Let's move on. That was amazing.
Excellent job, Connor. Thank you for doing that.
Amazing.
Hey, Dave.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Dave, I've told Connor this before, but you guys say he looks like Woody Harrelson. I've always said he looks like if Woody Harrelson wasn't punched in the face as a baby. You know, like
Wow, that is the sweetest thing you could
There you
say.
go.
That
right?
is super nice.
I told you sometimes I get some good words.
That is so
Appreciate that.
how you guys are friends.
I'm like an Woody.
So now I wanted to ask, how has the quarantine affected you guys? We're rounding up nearing the end of our podcast. How's the quarantine been affecting you guys? You guys been doing okay?
AJ, you want to go first?
Yeah.
At first, I'd say like the first week or two, I was probably only smoking weed, and I was writing, but I was writing with no kind of intention, or there's no deadline, there's nothing. So I just started, trying to get on Zoom mics and shows, which I did. I'm doing at least a few mics a week now, doing some shows. And I don't know, I feel like I'm at my best when I'm just constantly working on stuff. And plus the special's supposed to come out, so I'm not trying to use stuff that's going to be on there. So I've just been trying to write jokes like a motherfucker, as you know. So I keep him busy.
Nice.
Word.
Man, that's all you can do. Stay alive, keep busy.
Yeah.
Great. Personally, for me, it's affected me, I guess. Honestly, I feel a little bad about it all because I'm one of the people that's like gotten quite a few benefits, I'd say, out of this whole thing. Like, I work at Costco, which that's a bittersweet thing because we're still open, so I'm around a bunch of people, just possible to get sick and all that stuff. But getting toilet paper was like impossible for a minute, but for me it was very, very easy.
Yeah,
and I was pretty chill. I also I got that $1,200 check. I've got more money in my bank account than I've ever had before, which is pretty dope. And that being the case, because of all this, we have unlimited sick hours at work, and I've been abusing that shit like a motherfucker. So it's pretty sweet over here in Manteca.
Right on, benefiting. Right on. You don't hear about the positives of the coronavirus.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I'm a glass half full guy,
Awesome-tastic.
Well,
all right.
Dave, how are you doing? Are you doing okay in the pandemic?
I'm kind of in the boat of both of these guys, where I say I've been keeping busy and I've been making the most out of the online platforms that we've been using, and fortunate that I also have places to go be of service and recovery and all. I'm good. How about yourself? You doing good?
We talk about this all the time, but I'm fine because I'm quarantined with somebody, so it's not as weird, but I work for a credit union, so I'm still working. I work from home, and then when I'm done working, I'm still at home, and then I'm just at home.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest problem I have is that every once in a while, I hear a song and I just start crying. Does anybody have that? Like, I just was walking the dog the other day with my little earbuds in, and I just started fucking bawling, and like my neighbors walking by like, are you okay? And I'm like, I can't hear you because I'm crying. And so that happens.
Yeah, I can kind of time. Crazy.
And I'm fine. So I don't know. I'm fatter. I gained like 10 pounds. So I'm just,
Oh, yeah.
I think I got another 5 to go until I get to the 15, which is what we're all supposed to gain, correct? Everyone's supposed to get 15?
Yep.
That's what's really messed up about this stupid special is I've been putting off quitting weed and eating bad because I was like, I want to like enjoy whatever is supposed to be. And now it's like I got to quit this stuff already because I'm trying to get clean to get a job once this unemployment runs out. So it's retarded. If I can say,
Can I ask, when does your unemployment run out? Is it 6 months or 8 months, or do you guys know?
No. I mean, I got a notice in the mail, but I think it takes a few weeks for that card to come and stuff. So it's like, I'm not in as much of a rush to have to get back to work, but I need to take the steps so that way in a month or two, I can get a job and stuff, you know? So, you know, waiting for the special to come out. So I was like, you know, oh.
You keep saying that,
yeah.
That's, any idea when it's going to come out? I mean, I realized that was a topic earlier.
Any day now, so I honestly have no idea. He might be exploring different options if it doesn't come out soon.
Okay.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Fingers crossed for AJ and the special to come out.
Yeah, dude.
So, in the meantime, let's also point out that if you wish to donate to our comedians and our magic show for today, please Venmo at mean-dave-225. I'll throw it in the chat too, and we'll get these guys some money here. So whatchamacallit, Venmo at. And so with that being said, do you guys have any last words to whatchamacallit? Do you need Venmo too now, Eerie?
I'll distribute it to the other people too. Like if they.
Well, either way, yeah, you can. I mean, I didn't want to confuse anybody, but you know, it's all good.
No, you can do either. If you don't trust Dave, you can do me.
I got Dave on Venmo speed dial, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Janine. You're the best.
I got some money for my folks for them already, so that's what I was saying. So
hey, thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah. We really appreciate it because Venmo, how you pay.
The sign is nice.
Right.
The sign is nice that you have.
It is.
Much nicer than mine. So now, are there any, let me get the right background for this one. Any last words that you have?
I like the background.
You're going to explode after this or something.
Last words. Every day when you start your day, just know from the beginning that there's going to be ignorant assholes out there so that it doesn't bother you so much when you run into them.
Well, we had him here tonight, and we did pretty good. I mean, I think we handled it.
Marcus Aurelius standby that I like to throw out there.
That was our first one. I would have to say maybe those bombers came from the fact that we had 209 comics. And,
yeah,
because you guys do.
Maybe that was Keith. Who are you guys? Yeah.
Keith's minions. Yeah, maybe the spirit of Keith Lowell Jensen was brewing.
If you think about it, Keith and the Snitch is a great radio program name.
And I'm sure he wouldn't even use it. He wouldn't know what to do with it because that's how comedy works.
Keith and a problem or something.
AJ, last word.
I would just say if it's October and there are some clubs open around you at some limited capacity, please go. And otherwise, if they aren't open up by then, it's going to be all bad. I don't know. We're going to be the last people. We're the last ones to come back. Even though there's still going to be some boony comedy shows here or there, some clubs are opening up. It's not going to be the same. So whenever you feel safe enough, and just come back out, we'd like to see you there. But maybe not tomorrow or the next month, but, we'd like to see.
I have to say, I'm a big comedy fan. I live in SLO. I've met more of you guys now than on Zoom that I have in real life. And I'm loving this.
Yeah.
You guys ever go to San Luis Obispo or whatever, Deneen is the best comedy fan that you could have at a show.
Hey, Deneen. I would like to say thank you guys for showing up and hanging out with us every Sunday. I really appreciate it. And just hang in there, and it's going to be okay eventually.
Or not, but either way, it'll be.
I'm planning on not, but I will stay hopeful for the rest of you guys.
And look for tell them the name of your special again, because it's coming out, man. It's coming out. Tell them the name one more time, just so they can.
Well, Or we could use, I'm dyslexic, so let me use some reverse vibes. It's not coming out. AJ DeMello, I didn't drive here either. I should change the thing. I did drive here either. Let's really try to funnel some weirdness back into the time flex cortex, whatever the hell. It's called I Didn't Drive Here Either. It's supposedly coming out on Amazon Prime, and I hope you all will enjoy it if it comes out. In an alternate universe, it probably has. And they don't like
Hey, and also, Jason, I'd like to say I love that you have a Severed Heads t-shirt. Very fucking cool. All right. Dave, did you want to, any last words, sir?
No, I think we're good. Thank you very much, every one of you, for showing up today and for supporting the show. All our new attendees and our past attendees. Thank you so much again. As always, great seeing you.
So excited we got bombed. So excited.
We're here for the first Zoom bomb.
Thank you guys so much. We will see you next Sunday at 6 o'clock. Another terrible podcast by comics. Thanks, guys. We love you so much. Please tip the comics because, you know, it's terrible. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
See you soon. Have a good Memorial Day.